How does this sound okay to you? Oh no, they didn't patch this? This is we're doing a big leakerino, okay? All the time? Really? From when you wake up to when you go to sleep? They should just shut the fuck up about art and just do art. Fucking Dan. It absolutely has to be C. My life is on the line with this one. I hope this isn't a nuclear take. Is that bad? Am I not allowed to say that? Oh, that's right. Get the fuck off my clock. Go home, motherfucker.
Liking a werewolf doesn't make you a furry.
I'd pet a cat on its little ding-a-ling.
Can you drag me in so I can ask you about scales and shit? Alright, you know what, Kane? Just fucking fire away, my dude. You're here now. You're here now with me. We can music for 2 minutes before everybody piles in. What do you got? What are your questions? Go, Kane. Basically, on pentatonic major and minor, I want to know what else I should learn and how do I know when to use which scale with what chords. Oh, thanks for sub-gifting, Arianina. How do you use which scale with which chords? So, I know that you'll know pentatonic majors and minors, but do you know key signatures at all? Does that mean anything when I say that? Like, if I ask you what the key signature is for the key of D, does that mean anything to you? Destiny, no. So, I didn't even consider this until recently. The idea that a guitar player could learn scales without actually knowing the key signature is actually really important. Or, like, because, like, key signatures are everything. Like, I'm trying to think if I could be wrong on this. Generally, oh man, I don't want to make this super theory based, but like, generally when we think about like moving or adding a sharp or adding a flat, right? If we're playing something with no sharps or flats and we're going to add a sharp, that sharp that we add is almost always going to be an F sharp. Like, very rarely, I can't even think of a scale we would play where that wouldn't be the case. I can't even think of like another. Can you hear me when I do this? Wait, hold on. Oh, here. I can't even think of like another like scale that would just have like a sharp that wouldn't be an F sharp in it if I had no sharps, right? And then like and then on the flip side, let's see. Okay. And then on the flip side, if I was trying to add flats, like I would always move in like an order. There's like a fuck. I don't know how to say this without like dragging you down like in so much theory. But like when it comes to sharps, we have F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Whenever we're adding or taking away sharps, we're almost always moving down that spectrum. Like the first sharp you're going to add is almost always going to be an F sharp, then a C sharp, then a G sharp, then a D sharp, right? Where if we're going to add flats, the first flat we're going to add is almost always going to be a B flat, then an E flat, then an A flat, then a D, and then a C, and then a G and an F. We're almost always moving like up and down the circle of fourths or fifths in that way. So like if you're trying to think of like, let me give you an example of this. Let's say that we're like in the key of A minor, okay? A minor. Let's say that we're in the key of A minor, okay? That's all just an A minor, okay? Let's say that we want to add like one sharp to A minor. So like I don't know, Kane. So like think to yourself, like, so I'm in an A minor key, okay? Well, what sharp should I add? I guess it like this seems like, without having like a theory background at all or knowing your circle of fourths or fifths, I don't know how you decide which sharp to add. But like I don't know what you think of. Like for me, well, like okay, well we have no sharps and no flats. So like the first sharp we'd probably add would probably be an F sharp, right? Well, does it work? So this is with no F sharp, okay? right? So this is the F natural. That's the F natural. Well, let's try it with an F sharp, okay? Well, that seems like it works, right? But like we didn't deviate like to like a weird area. We didn't pivot to some very strange like not. So like an F sharp kind of works. Now, we can explore more theoretical reasons why it works. Well, an F sharp works because it moves us to like a Dorian mode, which has a certain sound to it, right? It also transitions really well to if you want to move minor 1 to major 4. So like it works there. So like that chord progression makes sense, right? Major, minor 1 to major 4, to like other. We don't do that. But like yeah. So like there's reasons we can probably find other reasons why it works. But knowing like if you're trying to think of whether or not to add sharps or flats, that's like the first thing that I would say. Like knowing the order of sharps and the order of flats, like usually could give us some guidance for like what we want to do. I think I tend to add sharps to keys because I like the Dorian mode, that mode, and because I like Lydian as well. So like for Lydian, let's say that we're in C major, right? I can add like an F sharp. This F sharp works. Especially if I go from major 7 to major 7, right? Because the F sharp, like, but also like in the case C, that's like the next sharp, right? Sorry, yeah. So like, there's not a shortcut to knowing like circle of fourths or circle of fifths. You have to know like to add or remove like sharps and flats. That's like so important. Otherwise, like if you're just in a random key, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna make it like a G sharp. Oh fuck, I don't know why I can't solo around this. Like, well fuck, like what the fuck does a G sharp do? It's like that's like an augmented chord. I'm not gonna lie, in all my years of music theory, I still don't know the function of an augmented chord. I don't actually know if this is functional harmony. It must be, right? There must be an augmented chord in some classical piece.
Hey buddy.
But yeah, like it doesn't make sense. But like an F sharp, oh. There's a lot of things we can do in F sharp. We can even just move up, right? But anyway, yeah. So that's okay. Boom. Okay. So that's okay. What questions do we have?
Do you know the prog metal band Periphery?
Nope.
Da feels.
It's hard to type out. I mean, like, I would say that, like, learning, I'm close to learning the major scale and how to go from any of the Dorians, Ionians, and Mixolydian shit by finding their relative major scale. I just don't know if I'm supposed to use the one scale relative to the key of a progression or, like, changing the scale as the chords change inside of a key. So, like, very rarely will you change a whole scale during, like, a chord progression. Like, okay, so, like, here's one that I like, okay? So this is in G minor, okay? So we went from G to E flat. Now C minor. Okay, so like let's look at this. Let's break this down really quick, okay? In terms of like choosing notes for this, okay? So in G minor, okay, we have B flat and E flat, okay? Because G minor is the relative minor to the key of B flat major, right?
Megalovania.
So, G minor, okay? So B flat major is B flat, C, D, E flat, G. Wait, I second guessed myself. Sorry. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A natural. Don't make that flat. B flat, right? So this is two flats. Okay, so let's go to G minor now. It's still two flats because it's related to E major. No, I'm sorry, B flat major. So our first chord, okay? Our first chord is a G minor, okay? Right? So in G minor, we have B flat and E flat, right? B flat, right? Okay. Now our next chord, okay? Listen to me, Kane. Turn your fucking brain on, okay? The next chord is an E flat major 7, okay? So we're going from G minor, okay, to E flat major 7. Now this time, now you might be thinking, okay, well in the key of E flat, there's an A flat, right? Because in the key of E flat, it's B flat, E flat, A flat. There's 3 flats, okay? So you might be thinking like, okay, well let's say I'm trying to play a solo, okay? So I'm in G minor. Now we go to E flat. Well, now it's got to be an A flat, right? Well, does it work as much? So this is G minor. Okay, well that's if we go to like the E flat chord and then we like take an A flat with us, right? If we add like an A flat, okay? Okay, and this, oh fuck, hold on, I'm fucking my brain up, sorry. But now if we hold like the A natural, so like, oh fuck, does this make sense when I explain this? If we hold an A, if we play an A natural, even though it's an A flat chord, it makes sense because we're in the key of G minor. Like, even though we're playing an E flat chord, okay? Even though we're playing an E flat major 7 chord, we're in the key of G minor. Now, we need the A here so that we still feel like we're in G minor, right? So like when you're thinking of like what scale to play over what chord, well, oftentimes we need to see like, well, what key are we in? So if I'm in G minor, right, that passing tone, that A, I need this A natural. Now when I go down to a C minor chord, right, it's the same thing. C minor is the related minor to E flat major, but I still need an A natural there. It can't be an A flat because I'm in the key of G minor. Now when I hit a D, now if I need a D dominant 7 here, I need an F sharp. I need an F sharp, okay? So now we have like an acceptable change, and it sounds a little bit out, but it should sound out, right? Because it's a major 7, right? Does any of this make sense? Play it with an A flat to show how it doesn't work. Well, now I'm curious if it sounds like it doesn't work. So like, it's hard to demonstrate this with like a solo, but like, if I'm playing in the key of G minor, that's with the A natural. This is the A natural. Still with the A natural. So this is like with the A natural, right? Here, this is what it would sound like with an A flat if we were to change that A flat to match our E flat chord.
Fucking poor
right?
scum partner.
Well, now we've lost. We lost it, right? If we make that an E flat, right? Anyway, okay. So generally, it's like important to remember like which key did we come from, like what key are we in, and what key is it supposed to sound like?
Fuck
because
me
like
up with minor keys.
that doesn't sound lost to me. Fuck. Okay, well, fuck. It doesn't sound bad. Okay, it should sound bad because it doesn't it doesn't have the same feel to it, right? Okay, like slowly. Okay, seconds or ninths have a very particular melancholy sound to them, okay? That A up there should have a sound to you. That should have a sound to you. And like when we go to the E flat chord, okay? I can't do that. Well, you lose it all. Like it needs to have you don't have any fuck, I don't know how to explain this. I feel like I have to do a lot of theory. If it doesn't sound strange, like this is the A. Like can you hear it's still the A. Like you can't. It's not like it doesn't work otherwise. How does this sound okay to you? Fuck! It's so bad. Does it really work? This is with the A natural. Wait, this is with the A natural. Okay.
Anything to me, smile.
It's so much better. It's so much better. How can you not? It has to sound better with the A natural. It should. Okay. It's not like the problem is like yeah. Okay. So holding on to like the okay. Here's like another example. Well, we want to hold on to as many notes of the original chord as we can, so that we have that context, so that we're not changing keys every time we play. I don't want to feel like every time we go to a new chord, it's a key change. So here's an example, okay? So we have, okay, I'm going to try to do kind of a weirder one, okay? We have, let's see, F. Okay, this is a good one, okay? So F major 7. And then we're going to go to E major, okay? This is going to be controversial because you might not agree with my choices. But like I would argue, if I'm going to solo between these two chords, I want it to sound like I'm coming from F. So there's two ways that I can do this, right? We can go, okay, well here's F. And then here's E. Okay, let's spin up a melody, okay? So here's F major 7, okay? So that's like doing like a full key change every chord, okay? But let's see, what if we go from F to E, but the only thing we make sharp is the G sharp, because we need that G sharp, okay? What if we only leave that sharp, and then we make everything else the same? It sounds way different. In my opinion, it sounds better. So F major 7. It's got a weird sound, but it sounds like we're in some place that's not just like, oh, that's just the key of E, right? So here we have F major 7, and we're playing, I'm technically I'm playing a Lydian scale, but... And then on E, we're going to play... It's super wrong for the key of E, but we're borrowing as many notes from the original chord, from the original F as possible, because we're in the key of F, right? So yeah, okay. Okay, does this make sense? So two things. So two important takeaways. One, you have to know your circle of fourths or circle of fifths, okay? You have to know when to add or take away sharps, like in what relative order we do it, right? For sharps, you're adding F, C, G, D, A, E, B in that order, almost always, unless you have a really special reason not to. For flats, we're usually adding B, E, A, D, G, C, F in that order, right? You have to know the order that you add or take away sharps or flats for like if you want to like move from one key to another. And also, if you're trying to like solo in a key, it's really important to think like, well, what key am I in, so that I know when I go to a chord that doesn't necessarily match the key I'm in, which notes should I be trying to change? So like in the example I just gave, where I'm going from F to E, which is very different, I'm trying to keep as much close to the key of F as possible, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Or like in the other example I gave, where we were in G minor, and then I go to E flat, I'm keeping that A natural because that's from the key of G minor. Something like that. Okay? All right. Does that make sense? Are we making sense? Kane, do you understand a little bit? Do you think Destiny will get a noise complaint? Oh no, this is all wired through my mixer. Nobody can hear anything except for me. Been trying to get a good progression with G major 7 and including an E major 9 and also an A major 9. I want to know about having these chords in a progression. So G major 7 and then E major 9, add 9. And also an A major 9? So A major 9 and E major 9 are easy. These two are easy. Because these are related. Whoops. But getting a G major 9 is so far removed from that. Because think about it. So E major and A major.
Wow, thanks, buddy, for the 37-month sub. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man.
No problem.
Wow,
Man.
A versus Re 5. More like major D in your mouth, LMAO.
Nice. What would you change? So the problem is like E flat, so E major 7, okay? E major is F, C, G, D, okay? 4 sharps. A major 7 is F, C, G, right? Wait. Hold on, wait, I was off by 1. I'm so sorry. Okay, E major is 4 sharps, 5 sharps. It's 4 sharps. F, C, G, D. That's what I said, right? Wait, what did I say? And then A major is 3 sharps. F, C, G. Yeah. No, I was right. I'm second guessing myself. I'm sorry. A major is 3 sharps. E major is 4 sharps. So if you wanted to incorporate another transition here, the easiest way to do it is to go to either D, because that's 2 sharps, or B, because that's 5 sharps. It's really hard to jump to G, because now you're taking G, which is G. That G is actually a sharp in both of the other keys. If you wanted to, is G sharp a real key? If G sharp was a real key, you could do that, right? So G sharp would be G sharp, B sharp, D sharp.
Nice.
G, B, D, F double sharp. This would just be A flat, I think, right? This is an enharmonic equivalent. You could do A flat instead. Like, I think that could work, right? Because we would have E. No, wait. So you'd like start with like A. This is the E. Then you could go to A flat. It's still like pretty rough, but I think you could do it. Or would you go the other way, maybe? Maybe you would start like in E. And then go to A, and then A major. No, this is gonna sound really... I don't know how he would make that many things work together. I don't know. You can figure it out. not sure. You can figure it out. I see now A major 9 and E major 9 work together. I guess the feeling I wanted to get is a bliss 1. Thanks a lot, my dude. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Bliss means, I guess, like different things to different people or whatever. So I don't know. It's hard to... Going from moving like major seconds for that is like, it has a really cool sound, I think. What? This is A major to E major. And then you can jump to D. And then back and forth from D to E sounds cool, I think. I think that sounds nice. Fuck. I suck. I can go up the keyboard, but I can't go down the keyboard at all. It's way harder. Something like that. Okay, Kane, final question. Hit us up. Go. One more. Get a piano cam? Hi. Here I am. I don't know if you can see anything. Oh, you can kind of see me over here. Basically just stick to the scale of the key. Generally, yeah. Generally. Unless there's a chord that demands like a key change. But that's going to be really rare. Most chords are going to be like in the same key. It's pretty rare that something's going to deviate hardcore. I think. What's so this is C minor to F minor, minor 4. Even though we're in F minor is technically related to A flat major, but we don't have a D flat here, B, E, A, which we would have an A flat major. Right? We just have the 3 flats from the C minor. If I was soloing this, right? So C minor. That's a D natural. Yeah, right? It's B. No, it's B. It's F. It's this. Right? Something like that. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, okay. C minor, so C minor to F minor, but still can't, it's a D natural. We could probably, I think we, okay, Zelda things. B, wait. G minor? Okay, so this one might be a little weird. So we have B flat, A minor, G minor. So if we were trying to solo over this, how would we pick out notes? So we've got B flat, major 7, A minor 7, G minor 7, and F major 7. So we have B flat. Okay, so ooh, what would that be? A B natural or a B flat? I feel like it would be a B natural. No, that would definitely be an F, a B flat. Oh, this would be harder to figure. Sometimes also, if you want a cheat code, just avoid notes if you're not sure. So on this one, actually, I wouldn't be too committed one way or another. So I don't know if like from B flat major 7, I don't know if I would play a B natural or a B flat here. So I might just not play it at all. That's okay too, to avoid some notes if you're not sure on it, I think. Okay. Good enough. Okay. Are we good? Does everybody understand? I want your honest opinion on Jimi Hendrix. I don't have a strong opinion on Jimi Hendrix. I don't know. He sounds okay from the stuff I've listened to, but he's not like 100% like my meme of music. I think my favorite like non-traditional chord progression that I know, that I'm not actually sure how I would solo over it. I'd have to play around with it, but it's G minor 7. It's G minor 9 to D major 7 to E flat major 7 to B flat major 7. I don't know how you would solo over this. So this is the G minor 9 to D major 7. E flat major 7 to B flat major 7. No, that is finito. So it's G minor 9 to D major 7. Probably that one. To E flat. I'm sure you could figure it out. Yeah, you could figure it out. That's like my favorite like non-traditional chord progression. But everything else I play is like pretty like in one key, I think. Like everything is like, well, usually it's just like 2 chords. play L's theme. Fuck, what is it? How does it go again? I remember the high note. Beep, beep, meow, meow. Fuck, I don't remember it. I actually don't remember it. I can't play like themes or whatever. I mean, if I listen to it, I could figure it out, but I don't like learn. I typically don't learn like songs or whatever. I just like to fuck around. Generally. That's like a two chord song. This whatever it is, it'd be really easy to figure out. I'm pretty sure it's in theme.
Dank memes.
I'm pretty sure it's just D to A. No. It's something like that. Fuck. No. It's something like that. And then it's like something like that. It's this F note. Something like that. It's something like that. But you can figure it out. But I don't play anime songs, okay? Go fucking talk to Lily. She does that shit. She can do that shit all day. Like she's good at it, not like she's a shitter. Sorry. What? Okay. What is it? Oh, it's this.
At SKAI Shut Up Ducker Z.
It's that. It's the D to the C sharp. Is Destiny saying this chat? RH is fucked if this is true. Oh, Robinhood? Oh, you're talking about this guy? Oh, no, they didn't patch this? This guy was able to, like, what was he able to do? Like, sell contracts on a position and then, like, cash it in to get, like, double leverage, like, over and over again or something? It was, like, really stupid. The one guy did this to get so much leverage using... Didn't he use, like, $2,000 to get, like, 50,000 in leverage or some shit? Imagine if you fucked this shit up so much that you actually got like a majority position on some company because a whole bunch of fucking dipshits were using like Robinhood's like own glitchy fucking code to like infinitely leverage themselves on a few $1,000s. That would be fucking hilarious. Holy shit. If this guy loses on his 1 mil, he will owe a fuck ton of money. Well, he's not in as much trouble as Robinhood is, right? The guy himself can just fucking declare bankruptcy. Fuck it. File a Chapter 7, keep a car, peace out. Robinhood, though, I don't know what Robinhood would do. I feel like they would get like investigated by the SEC and then shut the fuck down. Do you own any Raspberry Pi shit? Nope. Is Destiny saying this yet?
They look up and see a face like mine looking down at them.
Oh, yeah, the Richard Spencer shit.
So the one really important thing that I have to note here is that Destiny has to defend him here because he did say this in private. So this was a totally private conversation. He's just saying it to other friends. So technically it's totally morally in the right here.
That sounds like a fair summary of my position. More or less exactly what I said, I think, right? Okay. Richard Spencer was just joking, right? He did this like 3 other times in his stream? Yeah, because he's mad as fuck because of how fucking... I'd be mad if I was him. Let me just put it that way. Okay.
Jimmy Fennell joined the Aryan Brotherhood when he was serving his prison sentence, okay? To get protection in prison because he's white. And on October 29th, 2019, Arthur Snow, a former member of the Aryan Brotherhood and prison mate of Jimmy, disclosed a conversation in which Jimmy confessed to murdering Stacy Stites, stating, "I had to kill my N-word loving fiance." Now, of course, the conversation was in private, so he's using the N-word there, but it's in private. And he's quoting someone else. This is a Dave Chappelle sketch. Jimmy Fennel.
Damn, how much do you think he thinks about me? I'm genuinely curious. You actually affect his mental health a bit? Yeah, I guess. He considered you a friend? Which time? The second or third time he attacked me? Listen, mate. I was almost... Guys, do you know how hard it was for me to just ignore everything and be like, you know what? I'll be friends with anybody. I'll be friends with Hassan again. Even if we have a totally diametrically opposed view of how we approach political conversations, and that's the majority of what both we do for work, I can be friends with Hassan again. Gave him a big hug at TwitchCon. Let bygones be bygones. Everything was chill and cool. And he's the one that decided that he wanted to jump into the ring on the debate on that podcast. He pulled a Brittany Venti and decided that he could come and try because there were 3 or 4 other people fighting at me. He thought he could come in and throw his hat into the ring, okay? That's not my fault. Cancel culture is better. People always revert to their true nature. Listen, I wish I would have stealth recorded. I wish I would have stealth recorded a conversation and leaked it today, okay? I think that if I spend enough time around somebody, given enough time, I feel like I can slowly bring them over to whatever I think, okay? I feel like for the most part, I can probably bring them over to my side. Just because I think I'm a pretty reasonable person. I think I'm really cool. I think most people admire my thought process. I think I can do that. Me and Melina, we're doing a big leakerino, okay? So Arya Nina or whatever, is a pretty fucking conservative person. Probably one of the most conservative people I've befriended. Richard Lutz isn't really conservative. There might be another, but I would say arguably one of the most conservative people. When she was talking to us about Eva, she was actually making a really big good faith attempt to use Eva's preferred pronouns. Now, I think that's pretty interesting. It's possible that maybe without talking to me, she would have found people that are like open to trans issues in the conservative community somewhere. But I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. I actually think you brought people out of the alt-right shit, which is why I can't stand the left grandstanding you for asinine shit. Yeah, that's true. People's perspectives are always really weird to me. Even if we did assume that I did say the N-word in private, even in an unacceptable way, even if all of that was true, I still don't know if in the grand scheme of things that's like that's even like that necessarily big of a deal. Like it feels like it's really hard to be able to disagree with somebody on a position and then not want to like fucking hate them for it, right? Or like look at like the trans issues that we've talked about, right? Where I'm like, hey, I think there's probably like a biological difference between like what we identify as men and women today. I think that's a fair statement. It's like, nope, that's actually full-on transphobic, and now you're a transphobic, transmedicalist piece of shit. Which, I mean, I feel like there's got to be like a little bit more. There's got to be a little bit more middle ground there. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. That's why I don't play those games. Yeah, it sucks to say, but I think Vosh is probably one of the best good faith interlocutors I've ever had. Although to be fair, this is hard to say, and I don't want to disparage Vosh because I just don't know. But like, it seems like people are really good faith when they're like guests of the Destiny stream, but then sometimes when they spin off and do their own thing, I start to wonder a little bit more. Like when Rem was on my stream, I felt like Rem was always like pretty good faith. But then some of the things he's been involved in like recently have kind of made me wonder like, well, hold on. Like, wait, is this like an issue I actually care about? Or are we literally just like farming over like kick W's on Twitter? Like, what the fuck? I'm not sure. I hope that like Vosh like isn't like, if I talk to Vosh again, I hope he's not like YouTube Vosh instead of like the one that I remember talking to before that could have like good conversations and shit. He's never given me a reason to believe that he would be like significantly different or fucked up, which is good. So, but yeah, I guess. To be fair, in regards to Twitter Destiny, everyone is inflammatory there. You know, people always say that. Now I really wish I would have kept a record. I honest to God, here is actually one thing that I'm going to give you a real ass regret. I don't know if I learned anything valuable here, and I actually think my life would have been measurably better. I think, and maybe I'll start doing this tomorrow, I should start recording almost everything when I interact with people. Because it's crazy to me how different everybody is when they recall things that have happened. And I notice this because I work really hard on my recollection. So like, for instance, like people always say Twitter Destiny is a monster. Twitter Destiny is horrible. Whenever I've brought anybody on to attack me over one of my Twitter takes, two things have happened. One, I'll defend any Twitter take I've ever given, save for like if I do fuck up or if I make like an actual factual inaccuracy. I'll admit that, like, oh, I was wrong about that, right? But for the most part, like I'll back up like any Twitter mention I have, like ever. But when I bring a lot of these guys on to defend their Twitter takes, they end up backing off of them like pretty quickly. Like, oh, well, you said this or that. Oh, you didn't mean that. Oh, you were too. Oh, okay. It feels like they back off everything they say really quickly. But somehow I'm the one with the reputation that goes nuclear on Twitter. Like, my takes on Twitter can be like pretty bombastic or inflammatory, sure, but I still stand by them. I don't think I said anything like, I believe workers are dumb as fuck. Like, yeah, like I could phrase that with a little bit more nuance, but like when I start to give you nuance, at the end of the day, you're going to agree with my take that workers are dumb. Now, why they're dumb, you know, that's a discussion we can have, but you're still going to agree with my take at the end of the day. Like maybe I say things a little bit inflammatorily, for sure, but like still a take I stand by. But I notice that other people are pretty quick to abandon a lot of their positions, which triggers me a little bit when they say I've abandoned all of mine. Okay, Molly, no more katanas for you. These just, I don't even think you're folding these over 500 times, let alone the 1,000 times required for a proper Japanese steel. Is this one of my fans, or? Oh no, fuck. Maybe this was one of my fans already. I should have checked this. I wonder if he posts on other BreadTube subreddits. How do you guys find subreddits like these? Are you guys already... The problem is I have so much fucking cross-pollination with some of these lefty subreddits now that Jesus Christ. Am I going to run into not safe for work here? Oh, wait. This guy posts on Chapo and Hassan? Wait. Is he posting? But it might just be about me. No, this guy seems like a full-on lefty. Bernie shows how small of a chance performerism has to do anything when you can work your entire life to fight the ruling class to get some power and then share it. And then some neoliberal prick comes in, steals like a quarter of your talking points. Okay, yeah. Yeah, even these people that are like super lefties. The Mike from PA thing was indeed very wonky. To accuse him of doxing over saying his full name, this was not a good faith action. These are I told you, these are like, that's not lefty? Wait, that's not an extreme lefty position? Or, I mean, it seems like he's fairly lefty. I'm pretty sure he's saying that Warren is a neoliberal prick. This guy posts on Chapo pretty regularly. I'd say this guy is like a decent lefty, right? If he's posting shit like that. Even this guy can see that the source is a little bit full of shit. I think that's good. I know there's like a thing. Oh, because this guy's posting on livestream fail, so he's probably more of my fan than like a BreadTube fan or something. Yeah, fuck. There's like a plugin you can get, I think. I should have that to check people out. It makes it easier to see where they're coming from. Mass Tagger? Is that what it is? What do you think of some of these responses? I think the ending of the talk with the son didn't look great for Destiny. It looks like he was fishing for a gotcha moment, found it, and then immediately ended the call. Totally understand why he did it, though. I think it completely and totally defeated his entire position, right? Like, Hassan is in a huge lose-lose here. But I think it's a valid lose-lose. If your position is really that talking about this stuff publicly, period, is super damaging, then why wouldn't you message me privately to talk about it? Why are you coming on publicly to talk to me about this? If all of this conversation is so damaging to have it publicly, then why are you calling me out publicly? Why are you coming out on my public stream? Why are you going into public talk shows? Why are you making public tweets? If it's so damaging to do it publicly, then talk to me. Or are you full of shit? Right? I think it's I think it's a good gotcha. Like, it's a total 100% hypocritical position to take. So either they don't believe in the position or they haven't thought about it enough to argue with me about it. And either way, they shouldn't be fucking talking to me publicly about it. It was literally what a right-winger would do to him. Answer yes or no versus Hassan trying to put context behind where it'd be appropriate. Why do people... Man, it really bothers me when people can't tell when I'm looking for an answer on something versus I'm just trying to farm a yes or no answer out of a complicated question.
I am half black and I agree.
I'm not asking for just like a simple yes or no answer. I'm just looking for any answer, right? Here's a question. Do any of you guys even know what Hassan's stance is after all the different answers you've heard him give? Like, on one thing, I heard him say that it's okay if you're like reading a book or if it's like a historical take. To me, it sounded like he said there were some forms of humor where it would be okay to say it privately. To another person, I heard him say that it's never okay, that white people, that it's always dehumanizing. He said to Trihex, right? Like, I don't know what his stance is, right? I have no fucking idea. I think it's fair to push people to answer a question. I do the same thing to Nick Fuentes when he tells me he's uncomfortable with certain types of relationships being shown on TV. And I ask him, okay, are you okay with interracial relationships, period? I think it's okay to try to push for an answer on that. Like, a good part of his viewers are ex-chuds that watched him debate chuds and had an awakening, so dropping a, wow, I say the N-word all the time, and then saying, well, then quoting history or Chappelle jokes seems a bit weird. I've never said quoting history, okay? That's a Hassan take. I've always said in the context of edgy jokes. That might be quoting a Chappelle skit or a South Park skit. I don't know how many N-word jokes or history quotes, but that's a weird taste if you know enough to be dropping it all the time. People focus on the all the time part when that was a pretty hyperbolic thing I said. And pretty much anybody would know that, like, it was hyperbolic. Like, I've given really long talks on, like, private versus public jokes before. Why would this be the one quote that you fixate on, right? Like, yeah, I harass that person all the time. All the time? Really? From when you wake up to when you go to sleep? How crazy. You spend every waking moment harassing that person all the time? Like, come on, dude. Learn to not speak in hyperbole? I'm good, buddy. How about other people? Nah, fuck it. How about other people learn to not go fucking full on bad faith when they're discussing my takes? Or they can go bad faith, and that's fine, because then I get to pull them onto my show, and then we get to dress them the fuck down. So you know what? At the end of the day, call that a win-win, baby. Oh, hey, another great artist trying to say what is or isn't art or cinema. Good luck, dude. Somebody actually gave a reasonable, measured response to this. I don't remember who it was. I think it was on an Instagram post. Does anybody remember who? Read it? I don't want to read some pretentious dipshit's idea about, like, what is or isn't art. These are the worst types of pieces to read, the most cringy fucking things in the world. It's by Martin Scorsese himself.
Do you have an opinion on at-will employment?
Nope. Artists are very good at making art. They're very bad about talking about it. Meta-commentary about art is fucking garbage coming from artists. Holy shit. They should just shut the fuck up about art and just do art. So listening to an artist make meta-commentary about art is cringe as fuck. It's so fucking cringy. Holy shit. I remember I had to deal with this in music school with a whole bunch of salty fucking saxophone players, and even professionally, salty fucking saxophone players that Kenny G is, like, so famous as a saxophone player. Like, oh, that's not fair, that's not right, that's not good. Play something that was fucking written after the 1960s and you outdated museum fucking piece of shit. Oh, dude. Ugh. I'm good on that. I don't need to see what some great director says about, like, what is or isn't, like, cinema or what is or isn't art. I couldn't think of a worse way to waste my fucking time. Was it Robert Downey Jr.? Oh, he might have been the one that gave, like, a decent response. Oh, no, it was James Gunn. Wage cuck, Abdu'l-Bahabi or whatever. Yeah, I think it was him. Scorsese basically held film on a pedestal, saying that it's an art form that should be used to convey some deep meaning, and that holding it to market forces to produce low-tier content is a bad thing. Listen, here's the reality is that a lot of people enjoy art in a lot of different ways. It's never up to you to dictate who's allowed to enjoy what. We can make comments about, like, is film more commercial today than it used to be? Absolutely, right? Is there less exploration or less, like, maybe less wrangling with, like, deep concepts or something like that? Is it a little bit more easier to digest for the masses or something like? Yeah, those are all valid conversations. But as soon as we start saying things like, oh, well, this isn't art anymore, this is no longer real cinema, it's like, man, fuck out of here with that shit. Did Destiny see this discussion with Dan?
I view a lot of what's happening with Palestine, especially with the people that they elect into power, is just people making poor decisions.
They didn't elect those people into power. Those people took the power, and they subjugated.
Wait, okay, hold on. I never heard this before. My understanding was that Hamas was elected by the Palestinian people. That's actually, like, the Palestinian people do support Hamas. Is that not true?
It's complicated.
Yes, 100%. It's I didn't think that was complicated. I thought that the Palestinian people do in general like support Hamas.
Like, you ask it as a trap question for the rest of the people in the chat.
I think war's fucking
yes,
rad.
yes. I literally told him to bring this up so that people would start fighting. Yes.
Fucking Dan.
And you quote me. You quote me as being the anecdotal person when I've spent about 40 to 45 days in Israel.
Yeah, that's the definition of an anecdote.
Yeah, and I've been in the West Bank, and I've.
Wait, why would you? Oh no! Wait, why would you say that? Like, I've spent 45 days in Israel, so I know, like, I understand the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Why would you ever think that's a good idea?
That's an anecdote.
No. This is the thing: is you can create data using experiential data, but it has to be able to you have to be able to quantify it and analyze it in a specific way. Right?
There is qualitative data. There is qualitative data.
Qualitative data for like fucking case studies and shit. But like, we're not talking about like we're not just talking about like. When you're talking about like a political system or like a conflict in a region, you can't just go to one area and be like, oh, well, I saw this thing. Because we could gather different types of qualitative data from a whole bunch of different people, from IDF soldiers that see Palestinians doing horrible things to Israeli soldiers, from Palestinians that can probably give countless stories about Israeli soldiers doing terrible things to Palestinians. Like, I mean, like, you have to be able to...
Israel seems to be moving towards some kind of... South African type policies with respect to because if a democratic state respects the will of all its citizens, then theoretically, how can it also ascribe to a single particular culture, right?
You just have to make sure all the citizens are Jewish, bro.
Well, now that's a different. That's a very. Well,
I don't mean amen like they should do that. I mean that's how you would do it.
To square. It's very
the
reasonable.
definition of an ethno state.
Yeah, Dan. What do you think of withholding aid to Israel until they come to a peace solution?
I'm against it. I think
Withholding AIDS? I think withholding AIDS would be great. I don't think we should be giving people AIDS for any reason.
Shut the fuck
Why
up,
is Sushi on this program?
Actually a troll.
Yeah, why are you against it, though? No, let Dan respond. Let Dan respond.
Absolutely.
This guy is so mad. Who is this guy?
How you guys would feel if, let's say, you live close to the Canada border.
Is it okay to be gay but not okay to be Palestinian?
Touring news.
20% of their population.
Wait, do people side with Palestine? Does any major world power side with Palestine?
That's a clap.
I don't know. In a meaningful sense, not really, but a lot of countries give them moral support at the
So,
UN.
like, what if it got to a point where it was all or nothing, and it got to the stage, would there be intervention? Like, I'm assuming the U.S. would intervene on the side of Israel. Would some massive force like China or Russia?
Implying anyone would ever intervene against the United States on any issue. That's a good one.
Like this. Are you going to allow the American government to shoot at people that are walking to the border and stopping 100 meters before it? No, I don't think that you're going to. And they are medics that are getting shot, and they are journalists that are getting shot. And I can provide
Yeah, but dude, they're throwing rocks and burning tires, dude. They're a real threat, bro. Come on.
Dude, there was one phrase that my brother learned when he went to the Middle East the first time was "ana atich as-sahafi," which means don't shoot. I'm a journalist. So, does that make any sense to you?
And they're using illegal bullets, and they're using illegal chemicals.
Here we have a water bottle filled with water, which is acting as a weight. It's hanging from a bar connected to 2 springs and 2 strings. Now the way that the springs and strings are connected is a bit hard to see, and it's very important. So listen carefully. Tied to the bar is a regular piece of string, which doesn't stretch or anything fancy like that. It's then tied to the lower spring, which is connected to the weight. Another spring is also tied to the bar, and then tied to the lower string, which is connected to the weight too. However, and this part is very important, the 2 springs are linked together. You'll see that both the strings are actually slack at the moment. There's no tension pulling on them. This is because they're both longer than the springs right now, and as the springs are linked together, the strings are kind of just hanging there. At the moment, our spring-string setup has a total length of about 795 millimeters from the bar to the pencil. Now, if I unlink the springs, what do you think will happen? Will the weight A, fall, B, rise, or C, stay the same?
Like, if assuming the whole system is at rest and there's not like any movement or anything going on, it should stay the same. It has to. It has to stay the same. It absolutely has to. It has to be C.
Pause the video now and try to figure it out for yourself. Go back and listen to the explanation again if you have to.
It absolutely has to be C. My life is on the line with this one.
All right, let's take a look.
Wait, unless like this string is connected to something up here that's not like being like weighed or something, unless I missed something like that. Oh wait, what are we actually weighing right now?
Congratulations to those of you who chose B, the weight.
Oh fuck, wait, hold on. I thought we were like weighing this whole thing. I fucked up. I fucked everything up. I'm so sorry. I don't know what we're actually weighing. 1 second.
People are selfish. What's best for the individual?
No one cares. Okay, what is this? What is happening here?
We have here, where I'm pretty sure nothing is a conscious decision maker.
Oh, I thought we were weighing at the bottom of the bottle. What the fuck is even being weighed here?
Capable of being selfish. Here we have a water bottle filled with water, which is acting as a weight. It's hanging from a bar connected to 2 springs and 2 strings. Now the way that the springs and strings are connected is a bit hard to see, and it's very important, so listen carefully. Tied to the bar is a regular piece of string, which doesn't stretch or anything fancy like that. It's then tied to the lower spring, which is connected to the weight. Another spring is also tied to the bar, and then tied to the lower string.
Oh, we're like seeing, like the further this goes down, the more that it weighs, the less it goes down. Okay, I understand a little bit, okay.
Which is connected to the weight too. However, and this part is very important, the 2 springs are linked together. You'll see that both the strings are actually slack at the moment. There's no tension pulling on them. This is because they're both longer than the springs right now, and as the springs are linked together, the strings are kind of just hanging there. At the moment, our spring-string setup has a total length of about 795 millimeters from the bar to the pencil. Now, if I unlink the springs, what do you think will happen? Will the weight A, fall, B, rise, or C, stay the same?
Oh, this is way more complicated. I have no fucking idea what the fuck is going on here. So, what are a couple of statements? I guess we can just start with making statements about what's happening here. So, this water bottle, there is tension that's being stored in both of these strings right now. I don't know if this is irrelevant, but I know this is true, right? As the water bottle is pulling down on both of these, we know that some tension is being stored in both of these strings, right? Not in the strings, I'm sorry, in the coils. The strings aren't holding anything right now.
5 millimeters from the bar to the pencil. Now, if I unlink the springs...
If we unlink the springs, no more tension should be stored in this top one, I guess, because of the way that it's...
What do you think will happen?
But it's still connected. I don't even understand how this is set up.
Will the weight A...
Let's see what our explanation is. That'll probably tell us. I like the dramatic sound effects.
Congratulations to those of you who chose B, the weight rose. If you didn't get it, don't worry, you're not alone. My intuition tells me that the weight will fall. The strings were slack, so if we unlink the springs, the string should stretch to full length, making the setup longer and so lowering the weight. But that's not what happened. See, when the springs were linked, they alone were bearing the entire weight of the water bottle. There was more tension pulling on them, making them stretch more. When they're unlinked, the weight divides equally between each
Oh, because they're both connected to the top.
pair of string and spring link. So now each one only bears half the weight of the bottle. So even though there was a lengthening in the system here, the reduced weight on the springs caused them to compress and therefore become shorter, making the total effect an overall shortening of the system and the weight rising. If you're into circuits, you can think of the before setup as being in series and the after setup as being in parallel. For clarity,
I think this intuitively makes sense, doesn't it? Like, let's say that I had a guy hanging off a cliff and he had his arm down here, and then there was another guy down here hanging off the cliff, and both of them were trying to pull something up. That if we separated these two people, and both of them were lifting with an arm, with both of them holding on the cliff, versus them in a series chain pulling up, like that would be dumb as fuck, right? You would expect them to have more power, right? I think that's the same type of question.
Equilibrium of the traffic network to a more efficient.
Okay, I don't think I care about this.
Opportunities limitless, possibilities senseless. What will you do? Millions of people, not enough to eat. What will we do? With AI, Microsoft technology, the future is up to you. You can do it. With AI, the future will blow your mind.
That came before you. So here's the question. What will you do with it?
Teacher at a South Bay high school is caught on camera wearing blackface to school.
To think that he would come to school dressed as Common the Rapper blackface was okay. It's extremely upsetting, and he's a teacher. He's supposed to be an influencer, so why would you think that's even okay?
Okay, listen.
That video.
Okay. All right. Am I about to come out with the... I hope this isn't a nuclear take, okay? I hope this isn't a nuclear take, all right? It might be, boys. We might be going down with the boat on... We might be going down with the ship on this one, okay? Listen. If you're a white person, you probably just shouldn't do blackface, okay? Except for insanely niche scenarios where, like, Dave Chappelle is writing skits for you. Probably just shouldn't do blackface, okay? I think we can all agree on that. Maybe we'll check back in 10 years on the blackface question, okay? However, if seeing some dumbass teacher doing blackface like this is like upsetting you, I don't know, man. Maybe it's time to take a step back. Like, is it really that upsetting? Now, I'm gonna admit I'm pretty white. I don't have to deal with shit like this. But is seeing a teacher like this is really what pushes you over. This is like the problems of the U.S. is like, God, oh God, no. Like, I don't know. Maybe if you were black at the school, maybe it'd be really fucking weird. I guess it's possible. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Yeah, definitely weird. Super fucking weird. Really upsetting? I mean, I guess maybe it could be. I don't know. If I went to school and somebody, I'd say dressed up as a Cuban, but I guess, firstly, I don't even know what the fuck that would look like. And secondly, I don't really, I guess, strongly identify as Cuban. Is it our position to tell that what you can and cannot find upsetting? I mean, I think you can recommend to people what they should or shouldn't find upsetting. Sure, I think that's fair. If somebody has a significant other and they get incredibly upset every time that significant other, like, looks at them, that's kind of extreme. I don't know. But I mean, like, yeah, you can be critical. Okay, now I'm upset. Although I don't, if this is Cuban, I actually have no idea. I'm so sorry.
They call me Cuban Pete.
This should offend you.
Oh, please.
I thought he was doing an imitation of me, but apparently that's like his go-to stereotyping of like non-vegan, so it was okay. I was flattered originally, but then I was like, oh, damn. MindWaves, psychoanalyzing you.
That heated, even if you're excited about what you're saying, I feel like he's wrong. What do you think about that?
When it comes to Destiny, he's a very weird dude in the sense that like it's hard to pinpoint like how he actually feels about things, because he's like
what? Okay, I'm super curious, okay? I feel like, now I'm not gonna jerk myself off more than I already do. Have I ever said something and then something got leaked and you found out like, oh wait, hold on, Destiny doesn't believe this thing at all? I feel like I'm I feel like I'm a pretty straightforward person. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying this is inflammatory. But when it comes to like thinking like, well, what does Destiny think about this? I feel like for the most part, like I'm pretty straightforward about like most things. Like, oh, like I don't, like I don't like this or I do like this or whatever. Your food takes? Listen, my food takes are just factually correct, okay?
I feel like he always thinks he's the exception to the rule. Like he thinks that he's like not like everybody else, which feels a bit like, I don't know, it feels weird. I don't like psychoanalyzing people, but it feels like borderline psychopathy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like the way that he like forms friendships and things like that is kind of like if it works for him, that's cool, but like it definitely like wouldn't work for most people, so I don't know.
How does he form friendships?
I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I mean, like, I don't think any of that is necessarily wrong. Like, I think I do think about like certain things, especially relationships, a bit differently than most people. But I mean, is that bad? Am I not allowed to say that? I guess he's not necessarily saying that it's bad. I guess the way that he phrases that, he makes it sound like I think I'm like some super ultra special person. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other people that, or there are other people that think about these things the way that I do. Damn, dude. I don't know if this is like my casino manager days, but whenever I play games like this, I get triggered as fuck when I see people standing around. Guys, no matter where you work at, there's always something you can be cleaning or organizing or stocking, or there's always something you could be working on. Don't make your supervisor walk through your shit, because he's always gonna find something that's fucked up. Fuck. This fucking triggers the fuck out of me. Then when your supervisor says, listen, okay, we don't pay you to stand around, alright? Your response is, that's right, but you don't pay me to work either. You just pay me to be here on the fucking clock, boss. Haha, fucking amen, brother. And then I go, that's right, get the fuck off my clock. Go home, motherfucker. Cutting into my labor. The worst thing is seeing employees staring vacantly through the glass windows like they're hoping customers walk in. Yeah, I guess. But I mean, you gotta figure, like, it's demotivating as fuck to be an employee, because it's not like, I could go out and bust my ass and, like, clean every fucking thing in this restaurant and work as hard as I can, but, like, what the fuck do I get for it? Like, you pay me the same if I stand around or if I go and stock every fucking salt and pepper shaker in this whole goddamn restaurant, like...
Hey Destiny.
Hi.
How would you determine how much workload is too much workload for a minimum wage job? Could an employer continually incrementally increase an employee's workload over time?
No, fuck that, dude. Listen, if you're an employee, here's the key, okay? Don't ever accept new responsibilities without a pay raise, okay? Don't ever get suckered into that bullshit. If somebody's giving you more responsibilities, then you'll happily do them, as long as they're coupled with a appropriate pay raise as well. Why'd your YouTube guy post any video? Listen, just let him do what he's doing. Let him work. Canadian food. They're unicorn poutine. Interesting.
At the extreme right, there is no government. The extreme left features total government under such labels as communism, socialism, Nazism, fascism, princes.
Well, I'm glad I fast-forwarded to this part of the spectrum so that I could very quickly ignore every dumb fucking thing this video has to say. Thank you.
At our current technological nature, quantum physics. Now, what would take years for current computers to do, a quantum computer could achieve in just a few moments.
Okay, my understanding was that quantum computers give us about like 1 magnitude more of like parallel processing power for any given task. So like or maybe 2 orders of magnitude. So like a computational problem that might take like 100 years might take 10 years or 1 year. But I didn't think that like, but it wouldn't go from like 1,000 years to like 2 seconds. It depends on the task as well. Yeah, of course. But that like, even for specific tasks, we're not gaining like several orders of magnitude of like computational power. That was my understanding. That things like I think like even like RSA like 1024 or RSA like 1024 whatever, like even that type of encryption wouldn't be beat by quantum computers, I thought. Microsoft experimented with a 4-day work week and productivity jumped by 40%. Hasn't this been like Hasn't there been like quite, or haven't there been quite a few studies on this where that seems to be true? That we like we just work too much for some of these like white collar jobs or whatever. That, like you probably don't need to work like fucking 40 hours a week. Yeah, although phones and shit have made it so that we can work way more than 40 hours a week now, I guess.
Because he just, well.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to know how we know it's not.
Do you think Maya and Poke could be sisters?
Because he just.
I don't know. I don't think they could be. I think they're like. I don't think they look that similar. Someone in chat said that. That snake got closer to Poke than Oliver 2 or 3 subs. Nice. What do you call Maya? Maya? Oh, is it Maya? It might be Maya. What's the point of having 2 cams?
It's fucking term!
Holy shit. What is this?
It's fucking term! I'm sorry. She just gave Donald Trump a blank fucking check. She raised the debt ceiling so much that it will not apply for the rest of his fucking term after he just cut corporate taxes and taxes on the rich by $2 trillion. Now she's turning around and telling Bernie and Warren, we can't increase the debt, but she just said to Trump, increase the debt as much as you fucking want. That is who she is. Who's our actual enemy, guys? Who's our actual enemy? Who's our actual enemy? I want to ask you that question. Who is her actual fucking enemy? It's fucking...
Jesus. You okay?
I think that they do believe some of the things that they say, but at the same time, they also are memers. They have some character elements that play into their narratives. And so I'm not even so sure how much they do believe in some of the things that they say. And if they say some things for purely entertainment value, and for that reason, I feel that it's better to be reserved and not to react too much, because at the end of the day, they can use this this switch to their advantage. You know, well, I'm just memeing as a landlord, I feel like is or could be Dan's defense.
Yeah.
So, and it's one of those things where I feel like they leave it up to their viewers to be able to determine when they're memeing and what should be taken seriously or what should be taken with a grain of salt. And I think that can be really, really dangerous and irresponsible. Whenever
What are all of Dan's viewers about to run out and evict people? What?
Alinity? I would do Alinity for sure, but I don't know, like, yeah, I would definitely do Alinity for sure. Dude, I do Amarath.
Maybe I meant like do their portfolios?
But its direct influence on his balance and momentum means keeping him upright becomes the challenge.
Oh my God.
You're forced to alternate between holding the 2 triggers, and the asynchronous multiplayer component, known as the bridge link, shows the effects of other players on the world without ever bringing you face to face with them.
Okay, before we get into this, I don't even know what this is going to look like, but oh my God, have I gotten bored of the Dark Souls style interaction between worlds where you can just like see messages or dumb shit about other players? I don't like that. I think that was in wasn't that in Nier? Or was that not true? Where you could see like the corpses of other players and shit? Like that Dark Souls started that, and it feels like other companies have like copied it, and it's just so boring and stupid. I just hate it. It's like it ruins the immersion for me. It's not fun. It's not, I don't know. I really just don't like it.
For one, assistance from linked avatars makes almost every one of Death Stranding's major boss fights shockingly easy.
That sounds like Dark Souls.
Meanwhile, structures assembled by other players, while certainly helpful at times, can just as often mislead. Okay, who put this ladder here that leads to nowhere? Great, now you've upset the baby.
Guys, great chest ahead. Hell yeah. Fun fact.
Growth. No, I didn't really experience huge growth. What I did experience was a monstrous loss of YouTube subscribers. I lost like 750. It's the first time we've ever lost subscribers. We lost like almost 750 YouTube subscribers. I didn't know how much overlap there was, but they were really pissed off at me for everything that happened.
Hey, that's awesome.
And I'm sorry that they are feeling that way. I mean, if there's a way that I could talk to them as kind of like a giant blob all at once, I'd like to address the issues, but you know, please let me know. Bring them up, because so far the comments in the comment section have mostly just been that I'm a cuck lord and stuff like that, and you know, I'm a spineless Andy and all those things, and you know, fair enough.
Yeah.
I may have no spine.
Wait, why is this an Omega lol? What the fuck?
Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. The stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
Yeah, you know I love Eris.
Hey, thanks, Persia Mafia. Thanks. I had Persian food yesterday with my family. It was so good. I love sumac. Do you guys know what sumac is?
Somor.
Sumac these nuts.
God damn it.
You're a furry. Stop. I'm not a furry. Liking a werewolf doesn't make you a furry. Like, I don't know what you... So, okay, fine. I like vampires. What does that make me? What does that make me?
Oh, no.
Gay.
No, I totally feel that, Steven. But what about when you just feel like you're just getting shit on by a, like, kind of like that, you know, that feeling in high school where you just feel like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I gotta go see the principal. When you're getting shit on by like fucking tons of big people in the community, don't you think like a second, like, oh my god, maybe I did the wrong thing?
No way. Nobody feels that way. That's
that
like one of the
doesn't
most
happen.
inhuman reactions ever. The more you get attacked, usually, the more you want to lock down and be like, no, fuck that. This is bullshit.
No, I totally feel that, Steven. But what about...
Wait, what do you disagree with? Usually when people get attacked, yeah, they just lock down or they triple or whatever down on their opinions. Have you ever looked that up to see if it's true? I don't know if there would be like a study or how I would look something like that up. I'm not sure.
Like, I am very passionate.
Wait, what? Just want to point this out to all the Sims here. The editor of Destiny's channel has been going through the death of his mother. Destiny was angry at first, but gave him some slack. Now that the editor is back, he's been going try hard to make up for his absence. I appreciate you, dude. You're doing great. Hope you see. Wait, can somebody link this? This is not true at all. Or if this is true, I've never heard this in my life. Yeah, that's what was happening before I knew what was going on. Wait, what? Top comment? Okay, go. Should I leave it up and like comment it or... Hold on. I want to like ban the person from commenting, but I want to like say that. I don't know how many people read that and think that's true. Okay, so I can reply to this. Can I pin it? Okay. I do not understand that Rem. I don't understand that Rem tweet. I don't know what he was thinking. Did you ever check out the over Russell thing? I did not. I mean, I saw it posted, but... Was it next week you're taking a vacation? I'm going to be gone from the 10th to the 17th or 18th, I think. I'll try to stream when I can, though. From the first half, I'm going to be with Nathan. And then I'm... Someone talking in the hallway? Oh, weird. I don't know. Where are you going on vacation with Nebraska? I'm probably from Nebraska to... places. Just chill, okay? From Nebraska to Washington, and then I'm going to New Orleans for a day or two. That's the dream right now. Am I going to stream with her? I doubt it. I doubt she would be, like... okay with that? I guess I could be wrong. I don't know. You mean Nathan's mom? No, that's in Nebraska. Nathan's mom, I was never married to Nathan's mom. Let's play poker. Andy, we will at some point. What is this? Inster Ashton Birdie. Have you ever been intrigued by a person's emotional breakdown? I think so. When people experience an extreme gamut of emotions, it's always pretty interesting to me, I think. Did Hassan smash Poke? Actually, like, I can actually say, that I'm not gonna fucking divulge personal details about anybody else's life, even assuming I did know. Why the fuck do you think I would tell you that, motherfucker? What is this? I just got an email 7 minutes ago. Hello, Destiny. I wouldn't say longtime fan, but I had a little respect for you. So recently, I commented on one of your videos, and out of nowhere, about 2 comments randomly disappeared. From your liberal nature, I would suggest that maybe you did it. I would go to say that you actually did it regardless of any sort of denial. I think you're a sociopath and a piece of shit. I hope you never read this, because I won't give a shit. I hope you get Alzheimer's, you pathetic piece of shit. I don't care if you never respond to this email because this is a throwaway. I don't associate with crybaby, sociopathic, YouTuber, famous, privileged, grifting, entitled pieces of shit like yourself. I won't be checking this. So again, please develop Alzheimer's. What the fuck? Did this guy get like... Does he think I go through all of my YouTube comments? Holy shit. Oh, what an epic meal. What would you do if you had a clone? I don't know, probably fuck myself a lot, right? Because you know exactly what you want, right? If you fuck your clone, is that masturbation or sex? Well, I imagine it'd probably be sex, right? You and Pig Puncher have beef? Pig Puncher have beef? I don't think so. I don't even know who that guy is. Should I? He's on the political podcast with me soon, I think. Is he gonna be some guy who's gonna be sitting off to the side, like mauling the whole conversation, and then Pig Puncher dude left the alt-right because of you?
Alright, hello everyone. It's Big Right Rally. Long debate was over.
Oh fuck! I feel like I remember watching this video a long time ago. Oh, he's like making content now. That's good. He's got 12,000 subs. Read my last link. Called you on Sunday thinking I'd take him from the alt-right that people find his channel post on his subreddit from his channel girl. Okay, cool. Why isn't this guy recommending people to watch Nick Fuentes banned from your subreddit? I don't know, dude. I would ban him, actually. Like, if he would have emailed me, like, showing it. But the fact that you pointed it out in, like, my chat, like, there's some big conspiracy to not ban those types of people, it kind of makes me just want to keep him on even more. Forethought is banned from Reddit for a week? Wait, why? Right, the answer to why somebody isn't banned is probably just because I haven't seen them. Like, that's it. It's not that hard. This 39 Daft pricing gets a lot of viewers. 2.8k? I thought she was like a 200 Andy. Her YouTube is massive. Wait, like how massive? What does that mean?
Give yourself a fuck.
Oh, 210,000 subs. Nice. Alright, I don't think she needs it, but I guess I'll host her. Alright, rip on, guys. How many podcasts are you on? Not too many, I don't know. But when I come back, we're going to take a month break from all of them, okay?
Staff subber clubber.
I'll be in high demand afterwards. Hello, Miss Steven. I ordered Din Tai Fung for delivery. Are you jealous, or do you have a Starlet chill in the fridge? I'm sipping a Starlet right now, and I think I'd rather have that than deliver Din Tai Fung. Holy shit. I tried that once. I will never make that mistake again. I don't know how you guys eat delivered food. It's like sitting in a steamed box for 45 minutes.
Is Forethought still banned from Reddit?
I don't know. Why did he get banned from Reddit? What did he do?
I actually don't know. Let me unban him. He messaged me, he's like, can you nuke this person? I'm banned for 4 more days. He spam reported people in Apex subreddit.
He spam reported people in Apex?
Nice hair, KEKW.
You can get banned for that?
I abused the report feature in an Apex thread, not spam report. It was a single report. What an incredible one. Who's making all that noise in the background?
Milena.
Okay.
You want to say something?
Let her know.
Mm-hmm.
Let her know that I would like it to be a little bit quieter in the background.
That's it? That's all you want me to say to her?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm reformed.
Reformed from what? What would you have said to her? in the
Hating
past?
women.
What would you say to her in private?
I would say to her something nice.
We're probably gonna go sell like all this fucking armor that we just looted from these dudes. Get my 1,000,000 cats, which is a lot of money to have, I think. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it all, but it's nice to just.
There's 100 ways to pet a cat.
Where would you pet a cat, Mr. Mountain? What do you mean by that?
I'd pet a cat on its little dingling.
Like without its consent?
Yep.
You want to amend that statement at all, or?
Yeah, type it to Kevin. Finish your letter. Didn't do anything to Alabro, so I'm not scared.
Yeah, apparently. I don't really give a fuck now, because I don't care if people get banned for fucking this, whatever. But I'm gonna be so salty the next time I get banned for making some dumb joke.
Oh, yeah. That's...
After he literally told me I should have aborted my kid. That's what's gonna trigger me, actually. It's gonna trigger me super hard, too.
So when we're playing League and you're like, I'm gonna come beat you, Mr. Moon.
Yeah,
like,
and then I get like, oh, 1 week ban.
You threatened to beat him.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I should have said I'm gonna abort you, Mr. Moon. Maybe then it'd be okay.
Please be informed, Mr. Moon. Cats have spiked penises, so be careful when you're giving a cat a hand job, because it'd probably be like wanking off a rose. I don't think a cat's penis is like spiked in a way that it's like gonna hurt you. I could be wrong, but I feel like it would be like fleshy spiked.
Do you like speak from experience, or?
No, that's why. That's what I'm guessing.
Furry Mootin. Okay.
Do you have access to channel points yet?
No. Or if I do, I don't think so.
They're neat. They're interesting. They give you like real incentives for playing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be nice to be on Twitch's good boy list.
The fuck did you just eat?
An apple.
They don't like apples.
They're fucking apples. How can you not like apples?
True or false? Do you only like bananas if they're cut up?
False. What the fuck?
Oh, I don't remember who told me that. Someone told me that one day. Thought it was Molina.
Said that she only likes cut up apples or bananas?
No, I think someone said that you only will eat a banana if it's cut up. I don't remember who said this, but I do remember hearing it.
Okay.
Whew. Chick is a derogatory term? I don't think so.
It depends on where you use it at. Like if you
I mean,
refer
if
like
I'm-
a business person, a woman or whatever,
As
like
a chick? Yeah.
that's probably not good. Do you think that religion will decrease more as boomers literally die? Probably, yeah. I recently released a new site for searching logs called Russell Search. Yeah, I saw that. Good job, dude.
Uh-oh.
Stop.
Uh-oh, stinky.
Stop. This is a bad fucking meme, guys.
I can't stop, please help me. I used to like jokes with depth, but now I just laugh at the words uh-oh, stinky pepper hands. Uh-oh, stinky. Uh-oh, spaghettios. Poop in pants, no diaper, that's funny. Uh-oh. I think I made a poopy. Uh-oh, stinky.
Is there a reason you don't ban people like Nightcloud Sky or Paywall Piker? I don't know about Paywall Piker. I don't ban Nightcloud Sky because, I don't know, it's funny. So it's not like he's doing horrible shit. Is there a reason I can't chat with a VPN? I think we banned them because people were using them to ban evade way too much. It got out of control.
How do you feel about Hassan's poopy stinky? Yoo-ho.
Good one.
Water. Earth. Fire.
Stinky.
Good job, guys. I can't believe I've gotten to 30 years of my life, and now all of a sudden poop jokes are funny again. Fuck me. Okay. Oh, dude, the loading between areas? This is fucking brutal. Holy shit. Do you have this download on a solid state drive? I think everything on this computer is on an SSD, but an SSD I don't think will matter here. All of these textures should be stored in your VRAM, I would imagine. People on the search subreddit are saying you lied about Mike from PA using his fake lawyer qualifications in debate. Which debate did you specifically
Please
do it? I think it was the, he said he had like a Juris Doctorate. I guess technically he didn't lie in our debate. He just said he had like a Juris Doctorate or went to law school specifically for something. I guess you could argue maybe it's my bad that when somebody says they graduated law school or something, I hear like I'm a lawyer. I guess maybe you could argue maybe he didn't mean that. But he did lie in that city council thing that he ran for, which is why he got in trouble for it. Was it the AOC debate? Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe he did, I don't remember. Destiny, you're forgetting that he graduated law school and worked at a top law firm in his city. Wait, do you have a link to that actually? I'd actually like to save that if that's true. You look like a thief? Excuse me? What does he mean by that?
Just a quick reminder that out there on the betting markets right now, we have Pete about a 25% favor over Bernie Sanders to win. So I'd really like to see more Pete topics coming up on political podcasts, things along those lines, things that matter. Okay, can we stop talking about Bernie? I mean, I don't understand it. Should we be talking about Bloomberg and Harris this much as well? Let's talk about people that have a real chance to win. A real chance. Pete, Mayor Pete, okay? He has a chance to win. Not Bernie. Bernie has no chance to win. Are you kidding? Well, he has about the same chance to win as Hillary. So, you know, yeah. Why are you booing me? I'm right.
The political talk was fine, but I found you through Kenshi. Please focus on Kenshi.
Thanks, dude. How can you possibly support Warren given she published the most insanely radical and horrible healthcare plan I've ever seen? I thought Bernie's was more radical than Warren's. What's more radical than Warren's than Bernie's? She is dying on the no taxes for the middle class hill for some reason. Oh yeah, she really doesn't want those middle class taxes. That is not a bullet she wants to bite. Warren is pretending she won't tax middle class and is promising insane wealth tax, financial tax. She's also saying that payouts at hospitals will be at Medicare level across the board. So basically, hospitals and doctors getting 1/3 or 1/2 pay cut. Does Medicare really pay out that much less when you factor in how much paperwork and everything you'd have to do for the insurance? Shit. Did Project Veritas find out that Epstein story thing? I don't know if they did though. That's pretty bad. Oh. Okay, I'll host this guy for a little bit. Okay.
Hi.
God, the way he dresses, just Tucker Carlson's the fuck out of me. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. And we'll start streaming now. Are you doing a meet and greet in New Orleans? Not a fucking chance. One thing that will happen sometimes is I will get like some people that will like aggressively attack me.